In a twist that I don't really think anybody saw coming, Pokemon just dropped the announcement that Regulation H will go live from September 1st all the way through December towards the end of the year. Urshifu is banned, alongside quite a few other members of a lot of notable teams here. As you can see, the Set H rule set is available from September 1st all the way through until January 5th of next year. All Paradox, all Treasures of Ruin, and Legendary Pokemon will be ineligible. A lot of the mainstays that we had seen in the last regulation really pop off are just gone. And I got to tell you, I'm here for it. I'm really interested what you guys think down below. Regulation Set G will be back in from January to April of 2025. So anybody who's really leaning into the Paradox, who really misses their cuddly water bear buddy, they will be back. Take a break for a few months. But I'm so excited to see the creativity come out in this format. Taking a look at the banned Pokemon list, what all does this encompass? Because sometimes for maybe some more casual players, things like Mythic versus Legendary, you know, Treasures of Ruin, Paradox, what really, let's encompass everything. Let's capture everything, right? So banned Pokemon beginning on September 1st, which also coincides with the Baltimore Regional that just got announced and registration just went live for earlier today. Very excited. Hope to see you guys there. Articuno, Galarian Articuno, Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos. Now, Articuno, crazy. We had that event not too long ago where a Choice Specs in-game Articuno, not actually an in-game, but if you know, Blizzard, sheer cold, things like it, just going crazy. Galarian Articuno is banned, Zapdos is banned, Galarian Zapdos is banned, Moltres is banned. Galarian Moltres also being banned for this regulation is something that really interesting to me because I feel like it was picking up on a lot of popularity in Regulation G. Of course, Mewtwo, Mew, Mythics continuing to be banned. Legendaries like Mewtwo continuing to be banned. Raikou, Entei was doing a lot of crazy work there in that last regulation. Suicune, Lugia, Ho-Oh, the Reggies. So Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, not seeing too much. We didn't see too much Latios last regulation. Latios, we saw a few teams go off. I believe Keanu out of the Indiana regional, I saw him pilot that team live, and I was like, that's insane. And it really picked up on a lot of popularity there. Of course, Kyogre, Groudon are taking the bench. Rayquaza, Jirachi, Deoxys, of course, not going to be able to go there. Uxie, Mesprit, Azelf, not really seeing much play anyways. Your restricteds, Dialga, Palkia continue to be gone. Heatran is an interesting one. Heatran obviously being a legendary, I feel like that's a mainstay when you start not to have too much power creep on there. Little Terragrass, Heatran never hurt anybody. Regigigas, Giratina. Cresselia is another big one. Cresselia in a no restricted allowed format. I mean, very bulky Pokemon all of a sudden just off the table. I think that's kind of crazy. Fion, Manaphy, Darkrai, Shaman, Arceus, of course. The Swords of Justice, Cobalion, Terrakion, Virizion. No Genies. To me, that's going to be a lot of fun. No Tornadus, no Landorus. I didn't see too much Thundurus running around on the occasional team. It popped up, but obviously your Tornadus was like your big prankster setter next to like Whimsicott. No Landorus, no Kyurem, no Keldeo, no Meloetta. Battle Bond Greninja being, I believe, would that be considered an event? Something along those lines. I'm not 100%, don't quote me on that. Diancie, Hoopa being mythic. Volcanion, then Cosmog, that entire line being legendary. The Necrozma fusions as well. Duskmane and Dawnwings. Magearna, Zacian, all of our dogs. Nobody gets to have any fun with dogs anymore. Zacian, Zamazenta going back to ban list. Eternatus going back there. No Cubfu. No Cubfu. They didn't want to see us win. No Cubfu. I really just know Urshifu is going to be so fun. I can't wait for it. Regieleki, Regidrago. The horses are gone. The horse riders are gone. Enamorus. And then, of course, everybody's favorite new addition with Generation 9, the Paradox Pokemon. So Fluttermane is taking a break, as is your A1 Sierra Dawn champion, Slitherwing. No Treads bundle. Iron Hands not being available. Kind of crazy. You see some play with Jugulus. Maybe one or two teams with like Moth and Thorns. Moxie boosted absolutely in shambles with no Ochen coming out in this regulation. Chien-Pao and Chiyu are both gone. Tinglu is starting to tick up a little bit in usage during Regulation G just with the rise of Miraidon overall. No Roaring Moon, no Iron Valiant. Not Roaring Moon more so than Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant I felt like was a little bit more of a niche pick, but Roaring Moon was big. No Koraidon and Miraidon back on the restricted ban list. No Walking Wake, no Iron Leaves. Didn't see too much out of those. You saw an Okidogi or a Pheasantipity pop up every now and then. I don't recall really Monkey Dory getting in there too much. No Ogre Puns. She is taking her mask off and taking a break. Absolutely crazy. No Gouging Fire. No Raging Thunderclap. Iron Boulder. Iron Crown. I feel like Iron Crown would be great if there was a... Just let's bring back Psy Spam a little bit, but Iron Crown would do great. But no Iron Crown, no Terapagos, and of course no Pecharon. So I think this is crazy. I'm super excited for it. Obviously, there's been formats like this that have been a little bit more standardized. Regulation A was the Paldea Dex format. So a lot of these Pokemon didn't get introduced in then. A lot of these Pokemon weren't allowed then. And I think it really helped scale back some of the power creeping. So obviously my initial thoughts, we're going to see a very high usage in Incineroar. Incineroar has been an A tier, S tier Pokemon the entire time. It's still back. It's still wearing the crown. I feel like we're going to see a lot of rise in things like Ursaluna Blood Moon as well. The speed tiers all of a sudden just removing the giant speed creep that Generation 9 introduced with a lot of these Paradox Pokemon and their immediate ability through Booster Energy, through Electric Terrain, or through the Sun with Photosynthesis or Quark Drive. All of a sudden just being able to boost their speed to insane heights. It brings it down to a much more kind of reasonable level, in my opinion. So I would anticipate we start to see things come back, like, or not come back, but really rise in popularity with like Ursaluna Blood Moon. Very hard hitting, can take a lot of hits, can deal a lot of damage, pretty slow, but so is kind of the meta now that we've removed all these. So I'm super excited to see how that does. Of course, Palafin is going to be coming back in full swing. I think to nobody's surprise, Palafin came out like Robert Downey Jr. at the San Diego Comic-Con. Just, I'm back, baby. I'm of course excited to see how Palafin does. Saw some people talking about some other things with Gyarados being able to be viable again. I'm really curious to see how this meta shakes up. I can't wait to get into some team building. Really want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think is going to do well? What do you think is your sleeper picks? What do you think is really just going to fall to the wayside? And yeah, let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think.